fresh fish in UK supermarket are actually not fresh. Yes. Sorry for ruining your day. Actually, fresh fish in UK supermarket are actually frozen, and they are fished usually in the Atlantic. Then they are taken, or they're frozen, and then they're sent to your local retailer. What's the difference between a frozen and fresh fish is that the fresh fish gets defrosted in a controlled manner in the supermarket first, and then they're up for sale. That's why they're still sold as a premium product. Whereas frozen fish, of course, they're frozen, but the funny thing for me is it is still cheaper after whatever nonsense long journey it does. Basically, it gets fished in UK or in Atlantic, then it gets frozen and sent to China. It gets packed there, and then it gets it gets sent to Ireland, from where they're distributed to UK supermarkets. It's mind-boggling. I don't know why this is. I found this and I wanted to share this with you just to mess up with your brain. Anyway, good morning to 5 Minutes Thoughts. Coconut here. In today's audio log, I'm going to talk about a framework that I have recently discovered for the first time while researching about how to improve my talking. But not also that, I think this is useful in quite a lot of, at least in my opinion, this is useful for any type of communication that you want to do. And the framework is very simple. Basically, there are 3 questions: why, what, and how. You choose any topic and you basically answer these 3 things, and that should give a story, a compelling story. This framework should allow you to create a compelling story to get across whatever you want to communicate. For today, I want to use a experiment. I'm going to talk about emotional intelligence. I'm going to talk about this because I've seen in a YouTube video from a YouTuber called The New Painter, where she talks about emotional intelligence. Now, I have to give a premise. I don't have a deep understanding of this topic, but I think I could use this framework to give you a quick flavor so that you can go on and research on it. Why emotional intelligence? From my personal point of view, Helena says that I have a low emotional intelligence. And I have a lot of difficulties to understand myself, but also express myself. Now, the question is, why emotional intelligence? You could say emotional intelligence allows you to understand and manage your emotions in order to self-motivate and to create positive social interactions. It's the first step in realizing your true potential. Well, this is according to positivepsychology.com. That's the source, if you want to go read about it. I don't know how accurate this source is, but that's why emotional intelligence is important. Now, what is emotional intelligence? With why, I think when you say the why, you are supposed to give them this story where you capture the audience's attraction, because everyone wants to feel positive. Everyone wants to, even if they don't want to admit, everyone wants to have an understanding of themselves and have a peace inside them. So I think that would supposed to capture them. Now, what is it? Well, emotional intelligence is the capability of an individuals to recognize their own emotions and those of others, discern between different feelings and label them appropriately. use emotional information to guide thinking and behavior, and adjust emotions to adapt to environments. Reference: Wikipedia, because the best place to get any information is Wikipedia. Now, between parentheses, between you and me, don't tell this to your teacher. I'm sure your teachers already know by now, but still, do them a favor. If you're going to copy anything from Wikipedia, okay, don't reference Wikipedia. Go all the way down to the Wikipedia page, pick some of the references, and reference them. Trust me, they'll feel like, wow, you have read them so many different things. You'll be like, yep, I did. I know. So I guess in what section you're supposed to express what is it and what is the tool that will allow you what you explained in or what you told in the section of why. And then I think this is the most interesting part, is how. Well, how do you improve yourself to have a better emotional intelligence? According to mindtools.com, is observe how you react to people, look at your work environment, do a self-evaluation, examine how you react to a stressful situation, take responsibility of your actions, examine how your action will affect others before you take those actions, and so on and so forth. I have to tell you guys again, if you want to understand or have a better understanding of emotional intelligence, go to The New Painter, to her YouTube channel, and there in her last video, she explains quite well the topic, or she tells a nice story surrounding the topic, in my opinion. Now, why this framework? I want to be able to express myself clearly, as I've been talking about this for the past 17 audio logs. This will allow me to communicate better with my partner. This will allow me to communicate better with anyone. Not only anyone, but more importantly, it will allow me to communicate better with myself. If I know why I want to do something, I know what's my vision. I know what is driving me, what is my just cause. Then it's about what I'm going to do because I have this vision, because I have this just cause. For me, it's through audio log. I'm going to do these audio logs every day to put myself out there and express myself. How I'm going to do this? Well, I'm going to do this by recording myself, edit myself, and put the time every day and train myself to talk. One thing you have to take note is, if you look at many businesses, you'll realize that they all talk about what they're selling, and at best they will tell about how their product will save your life, or how their product will improve your life. But they never say why they're doing it. It is, just pay attention next time. You will see many of these scammers. They will tell you what they're selling and how it is going to benefit you. But they never say why they're doing this. And even they say it, you think they're saying it, they're not doing for the right causes. I think this framework is not only useful for you to communicate, but also for you to break down the information that you're receiving. It could be any topics that you're studying, and if you go through why, what, and how, I think it will be very useful. For example, I'm doing my final year master's thesis or dissertation, and I have to write the introduction, right? And in the introduction, I have followed this format. So I'll read you this. So for me, why, it is basically the background. What is what I'm trying to achieve, and how is the objective of my project. So let's do this. Carbon fiber reinforced polymer, CFRP, is heavily used in the industry of aerospace, transformation, and defense due to its high mechanical properties. Composites are preferable as they provide high strength to weight ratio and stiffness to weight ratio. Aircraft such as Airbus A350 is made of 53% composite, Boeing 787 Dreamliner made of 50% of composite, and Eurofighter Typhoon made of 82% of composite. As are being used more frequently due to technological advancement, it is inevitable that structures are built in combination of metal and composite part. Predominantly, the joining between metal composite and composite are done by bolted joints, which are highly dependent on the quality of the machine hole. Therefore, precise and damage-free holes are crucial to ensure net tension and shear out failures from occurring in these joints. However, this material, carbon fiber reinforced polymer, is very hard to machine, leading to low drilling efficiency and causing drilling-induced damage, such as delamination, fiber pullouts, and swelling. When a perpendicular and a shear load is applied to a composite, and if these forces exceeds a threshold, can cause fibers to fracture and weaken the structure. Such phenomenon is known as delamination. This issue can cause up to 60% of rejections in the final product in the aerospace industry. As this is usually the final machining operation in the component's life, leading to huge expenses. Hence, first principle approach will be used to analyze delamination with the aid of computer vision, machine learning, which will give indication of how to set up inputs, resulting in a delamination-free CFRP, carbon fiber reinforced polymer. Now, in the next section, I'm going to talk about what I'm going to do properly, which is going to be actually my project aim. This project will investigate how delamination is formed during conventional drilling using twist drill bits in CFRP. The aim is to develop an algorithm using computer vision, techniques to detect and quantify delamination from CFRP specimen with techniques discovered in the literature review. Subsequently, employ a machine learning model to predict delamination based on the process data collected during drilling. Following this introductory section, in section 2, we'll explore literature to set technical understanding of the problem from a material science, computer vision, and data analytics perspective. In section 3, methods that will be employed for the practical section of research will be architected. Section 4 will discuss changes and challenges faced during the experimental work. In section 5 and 6, results from the experimental work will be discussed, and the background about the meaning will be given, and in the final remarks. Now, how I'm going to do it, that's basically project objective, basically. So, here it is. The autumn semester will be dedicated to literature review, namely focusing on understanding the science behind what delamination is, how it is formed, and which parameters affect its formation. Additionally, computer vision algorithm will be built to detect delamination from images and therefore quantify delamination using metrics found in the literature. In this spring semester, principal component analysis will be applied to extract important features from the data drilling operation data. Subsequently, this will be used to form a model that correlates process parameters to delamination effect. Now, I've tried to write my introduction following this framework. I don't know how effective it is, at least to me. In theory, it sounds really good. That's what I'm trying to put in practice. Please comment below what you think about it. English is not my first language, or even not just English, with writing, expressing thoughts, always had problems. So seeing a framework like this as a person of mathematical background helps me break down the task to chunks that are easily doable. So that's what I've done. Let me know what you think. Have a wonderful day.